This is week 13. So it's week 13 in the fall semester. Next week is week 14. It's going to be a regular week. The following week is week 15, and that will be Thanksgiving. And since we record our Zooms on Thursday, which is Thanksgiving Day, we won't have Zoom that day. So I left a little note in our workout that says week 15, if it's in the fall, this might be Thanksgiving, heads up. But I just wanted to remind us all that that is.
So if there's no Zoom, there'll just be like a recording or something that we can look onto? Okay.
Yeah, so instead of doing your Zoom and your recording in week 15, which is 2 weeks from now, then you will just have your playlist. So you can do it early, turn it in early if you want to.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I guess we've got, so here we are. This is, you guys can't see this because it's not the spring, so there's no spring musical, so don't worry about that. This is week 14, will be normal. 15, Thanksgiving, we will just have a playlist. 16 is the week after Thanksgiving. It's the first, it's November into December week. There's a Choose Your Own Adventure coming up. And then there's the last week of classes is week 17. And please remember that you don't have a whole extra week of buffer zone to turn that one in because it's finals week and I have to get your guys' grades done ASAP. But I wanted to let you guys know that your Pilates practice test is open. You should retake that as many times as possible to get 100%, because these 12 points and also same thing here, this Amy Cuddy quiz of 20 points, these two will both significantly raise this portion of your final grade. So this is 20%. Finals and quizzes is 20% of the final Pilates grade. So if you did every single workout, but you skipped the final and the quizzes, your grade would go from an A to a C+. So make sure you do these and notice that like almost half the points are, you can retake them until you get 100%. So this should really make it safe for everyone's grade. And then the other thing coming up will be this goal self-assessment you did at the beginning of the semester. You're gonna follow up on those goals in your wellness survey. Health and wellness quiz, also open book. This is another 10%. So like this, all these little tiny things are worth so much, and you can get in there and get started on doing them early. Yeah?
Okay.
That's a hot
Sounds
tip.
good.
Great, everybody. Yeah, and it's nice too. If you get them done early, then you can really see like, oh no, I need some help, or I need some extra credit. And then, of course, you can always do extra credit stuff during our weekly assignments for the next few assignments, if that's the case. Okay, that said, let's work out. Yay! All right, let's turn up the fun. I want to hear. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of modern dance warm-up again. So I'm here on my Pilates mat, and I'm going to start by just locating, seems like a silly way to say it, but feeling what it feels like on the inside of my body. So I'm going to lift my pelvic floor up. It feels sort of like someone's pulling a string up on the inside. And then I'm going to add my Pilates scoop in, and then I'm going to release the Pilates scoop and release the pelvic floor. So pelvic floor, Pilates scoop, scoop out, floor down. And we always start with this really simple, it almost feels like a meditation because it asks you to draw your focus inward so that you're working through this Pilates class with a somatic, and that just means you feel it in your body, awareness of where your anatomy is. And the more that we can feel our anatomy, the more we have coordination. So pelvic floor, Pilates scoop, release floor. And the reason why we want to have this coordination is because if you take let's say you're just walking around or you're running or you're jogging, you're doing whatever, and you take a misstep and your body's like, whoa, you might let your Pilates scoop out, but that doesn't mean you have to drop your pelvic floor at the same time, right? So we want to be able to isolate those motions and to feel when they're happening, right? Because when we first learn to lift up our pelvic floor, we can't really feel like, am I doing it? I think I'm doing, did I feel something moving there? And the more we do it, the easier that becomes. All right, adding in your pelvic clock, the position. So we're gonna lift up our pelvic floor, pull in our Pilates scoop, and we're gonna hold those two things and soften our legs, and we're gonna go 6 o'clock, neutral, 12 o'clock, neutral with the pelvis. 6 o'clock is back, neutral is flat, 12 is tucked, neutral. And we'll go 6, neutral, 12, neutral, and 6, neutral, and 12, neutral, and 6, neutral, and 12. Neutral, try to hold on to that neutral pelvis. We're gonna do some little bounces. So I'm gonna send my arms forward, but I'm gonna anchor those shoulders back, up and in here. I'm gonna send my hips back. I'm gonna look down to keep my knees and toes straight forward. With my legs together, little bounces. Boom. It's like I'm trying to sit down on a little stool back there. Let yourself feel that pelvic floor lifted. Pilates scoop in, and you're watching your knees track straight over your second toes. Step out wide. We'll go 8, 7, knees and toes straight forward. 3, 2, back together, going 4. 3, 2, 1, going 4. 3, 2, 1, going 2. 1, going 2. 1, going 2. 1, going 2. Single, 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 single pelvic floor, and your scoop, and your shoulders are back, and good. Big breath up. We're gonna roll down. We're going head, neck, shoulders. Bellies are in, down, and then we bend our knees. And you can bend your knees early if you're feeling super tight. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 full counts. Again, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We bend. 2, 3, 4, extend. 6, 7, 8, rolling up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same thing, wide legs down. 2, 3, 4, and roll. 4, bending the knees and rest. 4, and roll up. 2, 7, 8, and roll down. 2, while you're watching those legs, do you notice anything that's strange and happening? Like for example, I noticed that my pinky toes tend to bunch up at a certain point during that roll down, and that lets me know that I'm not holding my weight evenly over both feet. Somehow I'm like doing something that's making this foot feel like it needs to grab my weight. So that's just information. I'm not exactly sure maybe how to respond to that, but it lets me know that something in that process isn't even. Okay, 4 counts. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend. 3, 2. It's gotten sassy now. Here we go. And bend. And you don't need to stress out your hamstrings here. It's okay if it's not quite all the way straight. Down. And out. Down. Go ahead and stay down in your squat. Yeah? And then let your heels come up off the floor so that your butt can go that last part down. Squeezing your thighs together. Can you lift your chest up? Find that lifted inward feeling. And heels down, drop your head. Roll up. Good. Okay, last one, all the way down. Let your heels come up. And roll up. Okay, we're going to move on to our flat back series. Remember, we're keeping our shoulders back for flat backs. We're keeping our pelvic floor lifted up and our scoop in. And I have a weird shirt going on there. So one of the things that happens sometimes is we go over with a sort of rounded upper back. And so the way to think about changing that is to pull those shoulders back and to let your tailbone reach away from your spine. In Horton technique, they call this, there's this idea that they call attenuation. I wish I had like a proper piece of fabric to demonstrate with. Okay, I'm gonna use my sock because I use what I got, right? Okay, so here's the shape of my sock, right? It's kind of slouchy, bends a little bit, it's wide. But if I think about attenuation, I'm pulling everything longer and it gets slenderer in the middle like taffy. But it also is easier to balance this because now all of the bits and bobs are in one alignment. And that is used in dance for big, long stretches, this idea of attenuation. So as we do our flat back series, please think about lengthening from your tailbone, remember not your booty out, but your tailbone through the crown of your head. We're gonna lean forward, I'll talk you through it. Here we go, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is your stomach in? Back. 3, 2, 1. If this is your first time doing flat backs, it's really helpful to look in the mirror. Okay, we're gonna add arms. Here we go, 4, 3, lengthen from your skull through your tailbone. Arms come up around the sides. 3, 2, 1. Arms go back. 4, 3, 2, 1. And lift up using your glutes. So you should really feel your glutes and your hamstrings lifting you back up. Out. 2, 3, 4. It looks simple. It feels really challenging. 2, 1. Shoulders back, abs in. 3, 2, 1. Body up, going 4, 3, 2, 1. Next one, we're gonna go faster. 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees. 3, 2. Keep it flat. Back up. Legs. 2, 1. Arms back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Upright. 4, 3, 2, 1. Out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms. 4, 3, 2. Flat. Back bent. Knees down. 2, 3. Stretch it long. Attenuate as you push the floor away. 2, 1. And arms. 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. 2, 3, 4. Okay, this time we're going to leave the arms up as we rise back up. Arms. 3, 2, 1. Bend your legs. Sit way back in space. Long body. Straighten legs. Okay, where are you going to use those glutes? Come straight back up with your back. 3, 1. Arms down. 3, 2. Shoulders back. Again. Out. 3, 2, 1. And bounce. 3, 2, 1. Bend those legs. 3, 2, 1. Straighten legs. 3, 2, 1. And up. 3, 2, 1. Hands out. 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's let that one go for a while. We're going to take ourselves to the front. Go ahead and slide those hips like a smiley face. Smiley face. Yeah, so one goes up as we go to the side. Whoop, whoop. Good. Legs are comfortably turned out, neither in nor out, just where they fall. Wider than your hips for sure though. All right, we're gonna take our hips to the right and we're gonna go over. 2, 3, 4. Really let your body cantilever. So we have that attenuation feeling. Big stretch on the outside of the hip. And then check yourself with your hands. Are you leaning really quite far forward here? Because the goal is to tip to neutral or 12 o'clock enough that you're mostly straight to the side. Yeah? Mostly straight to the side. And then from there, we're gonna bring ourselves back up with the ribs first. Feel that big curve. And then we'll switch. And we'll go out. 2, 3, 4. Make sure you're holding 12 o'clock pelvis. And up. 2, 3, 4. Switch. Okay? We're gonna add in some arms. We're gonna go over slow, over up, over slow, over up, and then we'll go twice as fast and 3 times as fast. The last one's gonna be a little bit comedic in its speed. And we're going to send our arms up for more challenge. Uh-oh. My music has something to tell me. Let me see what it wants to say. Okay, good. Here we go. Back in action. Let's go. I just heard that song. All right, abs up and in, shoulders down. We're going over. 2, 3, 4. Lift it up, leave your hips there. Big oblique, feeling. Now we switch and over. 2, 3, 4. We come up. 2, 3, 4. And switch. We go over. 2, 3, 4. Bring it up. 6, 7, 8, and over. Think about reaching those legs into the earth. So we really want active legs here. I'm trying to turn them out. I'm trying to press them long. Now, 4, 3, 2, 1, up. 3, 2, 1, and 4, 3, 2, 1. Shoulders down. Let it be nice and tight and over. 3, 2, 1, and up. 3, 2, 1, and over. 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Here we go. Number 2. 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2, 2. And here comes the funny 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Last pair. Here you go. And swing those arms out. All right, now we're gonna have our legs nice and wide still. We're gonna have a little bit of a drop in the middle. We don't wanna be hanging out here. We wanna be using those Pilates scoops to keep a nice long lower back. Knees are wide. Make sure your knees are pointing over your toes, not just falling in. So you're actively holding them open like when we do the clamshell exercise. We're going down. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We go 1, 2, 3, and up and down. 2, 3, and up and down. 2, 3, and up and 1. Try to stand all the way up on that leg we're going to. 1, 2. So I'm going to get right on top of this leg. Whoosh. 1, 2, 3, 1, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 1. Okay, we're going to add a layer to that. Go ahead and bounce in it. Now this layer is that I'm going to balance here, and I'm going to turn my thigh to face front. Yeah, so it's slightly turned out when we're bouncing. I'm going to rotate it parallel to help myself lift it up a little bit higher. We're going to hold that moment. Here we go. We go. 1, and 2, and 3, and a 4, and a 1, a 2, 3, 4, and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let me fix this music issue we're having here. Sorry for the delay there. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 1, 3, 4, 5, 7. Oh, 1, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Next one we're going to try and do is to make a straight line through the body. Yeah? So, turned out leg. We passed into this position. The knee is rotating forward, and we're gonna attenuate from this long toe through this long arm and tip it over. When we come back up, we're gonna put it back down, turned out. We're gonna go 1, 3, 5, 6, 1, 2, 5, 6. And swing, and up, and down, up, down, and hold. 6, 7, reach, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey, go ahead and come on in. Shake them out. Monster walks from the back. Rawr. Now, when we do these quickly, I think they feel easier. So slow it down. Together. Slow. Together. Slow. Together. Pelvic floor, Pilates scoop in, shoulders back. All right, back to that wide stance. I'm going to take my left leg out, and I'm going to reach over the side, and I'm going to reach my body out over that side, and then I'm going to take my arm away and reach and be long. Bring it up, straighten that leg, turn the other leg out, come down, find that leg, and then find the attenuation stretching you from here to there. Good, come back up. All right, here we go. We're gonna roll down. We're going 1, 2, bend your knees, 4, rising up, 6, 7, 8, you bend to your right, 2, up, 3, 4, we're going side, 2, up, 3, 4, we're gonna arch, 2, 3, right leg steps back, we go 1, 2, come on up, 4, to the right, we go 1, 2, and up, and we go to the left, bending your upper body, and up, open that chest nice and wide, 2, and up, and step out to that lunge. We'll go forward, 2, and up, 2, and right, 2, and up, 2, and left, 2, and up, 2, and open, 2, and center. Step together, turn out those legs down in the front, up, and left, and open, and right, and open, and center. Parallel legs, step back with your left leg to the high lunge, down, 2, hold that balance, and side, and up, and side, and up, and open chest. We're going to step out to that diagonal, down front center, up, and open, and rise, and away, and up, and chest open, rise up, come center. We're going down, up to the side, up, other side, up and center, right leg straight, back, down, up, side, up, open, diagonal, down, up, side, up, over, up, chest, center, turned out legs, down, up, side, up, down, up, chest, parallel, step back with your left, sorry. Diagonal. Good. Let those chests open. Grab your hands behind yourself. Really lift your rib cage way up. If you can't grab here, take anything that's laying around. pillow so that you can really straighten those arms, lift them up behind you, and pop your chest up, yeah? We're gonna soften those legs and drop forward. Big deep breaths. Drop the hands to your hips, swoop down, reach out forward, find that squat. Squeezing your legs together, attenuating tall, and then fall backwards. Whee! Good. All right, we're gonna do our roll downs now. Holding a personal cheesecake, I like to call it, between your knees. So we want something that's about the size of a personal cheesecake, not a whole pie, because then your legs wouldn't be lined up. And we don't want to smash that personal cheesecake because then we might be turning our legs in. Instead, this personal cheesecake idea is designed to help you think about keeping your kneecap tendon, right? Your patellar tendon that is right underneath that kneecap. You can pinch it and feel it lined up with your second toe and also with your hip socket, yeah? So personal size cheesecake, holding space. Here we go curl. 2, 3. So as we look down at our thighs, they should appear parallel. And we're pulling up and in. Stay right there and pat your hands. 2, 3, 4. Straight leg. 2, 3, 4. And switch. 2, 3, 4. Both legs. 3, 2, 4. Bend up. Roll down. Up. Roll it down. Roll it down. Stay on down. Put your lower back on the floor, but keep your chest and ribs up. We're gonna go across and center. Across and center. Across and center. Across and center. Across and center and across. Take it down. Pelvic clock. Remember, pelvic clock is based on the idea that if you put a clock right on top of your pelvis, when the 12 o'clock number, which is closer to your ribs, goes down, that would be 12 o'clock. When it's neutral spine, your hip bones and your pubic bone are the same height, so they're even with the floor. Nice and level is neutral spine. And 6 o'clock is when your tailbone goes into the earth and you feel your butt cheeks pressing and taking weight, but you don't feel weight anymore underneath your lower back. You can slide something underneath there. So 6 o'clock is party time, right? Booty's out. Neutral is flat. Your lower back is just barely touching the floor. 12 o'clock, your lower back is taking the weight and there's no weight in your booty cheeks, yes? And you should be able to hold at 12 o'clock without using your legs here. We want to use our abs to hold that 12 o'clock. So here we go, pelvic clock with your arms glued to the mat. We go neutral, and 6, and neutral, and 12, and neutral, and 6, and neutral, and 12. Are you keeping your scoop in the whole time? Are you keeping your pelvic floor up? If not, just reset and then restart the exercise. Because we don't want to be practicing the movement with our pelvic floor dropped or our Pilates scoop out, because practice makes not perfect, but permanent. So it's better to skip a couple of reps and reset than to practice the form that we're not seeking, yeah? All right, in and hollowed out. Pressing those arms down. We're gonna draw our heels closer to our buns and we're gonna press up to the bridge. Now in a yoga bridge, you're trying to get as high as possible. You just let it splay out. But in a Pilates bridge, we're trying to keep those parallel thighs. We're trying to keep our belly buttons in and our ribs stay shut, yeah? So let me roll up for a second. Let's do rolling like a ball. Whee, rolling like a ball. Now, if I just drop back my chest here and I tuck my head as though I'm trying to put the top of my head between my knees, that will close your ribs. Yeah, so sometimes it helps to think about your ribs having a really, do you remember those mini vests that they come in on trend every 3 years ago, like a tiny little vest, and you button it down really close right underneath your rib cage. That's the feeling we want to have of squeezing the ribs down. So when I say ribs down, I want you to feel a little squeeze at the very top of your stomach where the belly meets the rib cage, meets the sternum, and that'll get the very top, the like 7 and 8 of your six pack, those tiny parts of your rectus abdominis up there. Hold that sucker in. So let's go back down to the mat. And we're going to actively press our shoulders, actively press our elbows, actively press our wrists into the mat, yeah? Legs are close. 6 o'clock pelvis, your lower back is off the floor. Pelvic floor up, Pilates scoop in. Neutral spine, so neutral pelvis, 12 o'clock. And then from there, we're going to press into the feet to roll up the back, keeping that tiny vest in. So we're going to press our shoulders back more, but we're going to keep it tight in the ribs and roll back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Release your glutes. 12 o'clock and neutral and 6, and we'll flow. 12, press. 4, 5, 6, pressing your arms, keeping it tight in your abs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We go. 12 o'clock, neutral. 6 o'clock, neutral. 12 o'clock, press. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're rolling down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Your lower back is on the floor, but you haven't released your glutes, so you're not really in 12 o'clock just yet. Release your glutes, go to 12 o'clock. Is your pelvic floor still in? Go ahead and lift those legs up. Keep hugging your knees. Stretch them up. Go for a walk on the ceiling. All right, hands making a little hoop around your legs. Pelvic floor up and in, hollowed out torso. Hip ups. We go hip and lower, and hip and lower, and hip and lower, and hip and lower, and hip and lower. Grab your ankles, seal, clap, clap, rock it up. Ah, clap, clap. Remember, just like with rolling like a ball, the roll happens with a perfectly rounded spine, and the breaks happen to keep your feet off the floor by pressing your ribcage past those arms and coming to your straight balance point. Ah, there is a final exam word. Your balance point is this spot where you're balancing. For me, it's slightly back from my sits bones, and my spine is trying to be as upright as possible. So if we're sagging in the lower back or if we're collapsing in the shoulders, that's going to make me fall back from my balance point. My balance point is that place where I'm so uplifted through my back and my core that I can just balance right here on the buns with no feet on the floor. So find that balance point each time through rolling like a ball, ding, or the seal, which is the same but with different legs. 1 clap is beginning, 2 claps intermediate, 1, 2, 3 is the advanced version because you have to hover longer. 1, 2, 3 to get all your claps in. And then go ahead and put those feet on the floor and relax in the middle. Nice big stretch. And let's see if we can solve the music. It's funny, I forewarned my cardio class that we might have some playlist issues, and we didn't have any. It was great, but it does seem that this playlist is having a little more trouble. So let's switch back to this one. Maybe.
Wait, are you talking to me? I'm sorry, I can't hear something.
No, I'm trying to fix my music.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
There we go. Okay. Fixed. All right. Okay. Here we are in the middle. Let's go ahead and put our soles of our feet on the floor. Press the knees out. Yeah? Okay, find that point that could be your balance point. Find that uplifted feeling. We're gonna just pulse our knees wide. So you can try putting your hands behind them, squeeze them out wider. We're gonna hold that wide position, and we're gonna go contract to 12 o'clock and rise up nice and tall and twist. Now, in the spinal twist exercise, your arm should be lined up on the same line as the same leg. This is on your final exam. Yeah? We're not trying to get the arm across to the other side, because that changes your shoulders and makes us all wonky. Yeah? We're just trying to go spiral so that your shoulders are on the same line as that leg. Twist the other side. All right, I'm gonna turn my body to the side and we're gonna go contract, up, twist, right, left, right, left. Here we go, contract, and up, and twist, and center. And you'll notice I'm using the word contract because I first learned this exercise not as a Pilates exercise, but as a modern dance exercise. And when we are doing modern dance, instead of saying 12 o'clock pelvis, we say contract the pelvis. Okay, so let's add in a little detail from modern dance. In modern dance, there's this weird thing they try and make you do, where you are contracting the lower body, 12 o'clock. That's not so weird. But then you're arching the upper back at the same time. So it's like this is going forward and your lower back is going backwards. And it feels weird and it ends up making your back look kind of flat, but you're hollowed out and your shoulders are really big. So hard to see, not expecting you to get it, but I am expecting you to give it a try just now, okay? Here we go. We'll go contract, lift your chest and up. And twist to your right and center. Contract, lift your chest and up. And twist to your left and center. Contract and up. And twist and center. One more to make it even. And up. And twist and center. Okay, drop those legs together for a second. When we do the spinal twist in Pilates, then we lean out. And when we lean out, there's a temptation to lean down. And so I never say lean down. I always think lean out. And I want you to feel like someone's got a hand on your rib cage. So go ahead and take your hand, put it on your rib cage. Twist your right shoulder forward, and then push your left hand so that you travel to the right. Yeah, sorry, my hair's in the way today. Yeah? Same thing. Twist, press, center. Twist, press, center. Right? And now that's different than twisting and bending over. Yeah, so feel that feeling. Twist, bend, up. Twist, bend over, up. Yeah, so we're actually sort of bending the other way. I'm thinking about the back shoulder goes down, and this whole side of your back here, underneath your shoulder blade, should feel like it crunches with effort, because you need to really use those lats to get that twist and dig. Yeah? Okay, so now we're going to do the spinal twist with the saw. And we're going to give it an extra tip back behind yourself so we really get those lats. Here we go. Contract. 2, rise. 2, twist right. 2, tilt. 2, twist right. 2, center. 2, up and in, and contract. And rise. And twist. And reach, and twist, and center. Good. Remember, if this is squeezing up in here, getting really tight, shake those thighs out. We're gonna do the whole thing, double time. Here we go. We go contract, and up, and twist, and tilt, and twist, and center. Contract, and up, and twist, and tilt, and twist, and center. Contract, up, twist, tilt, twist, center. Contract, up, twist, tilt, twist, center, contract, up, twist, tilt, twist, center. Last one. You got it. Woo! Let it go. Shake it out. Good. All right, take those legs straight in front of you. gonna come down comfy onto your elbows and bend our right leg with our left leg extended. And the first thing I want you to do is just to straighten the left leg, this long leg, by hyperextending the knee, yeah? So I'm squeezing the inner muscle of the thigh here to lift my heel off the ground, but my knee is still staying downward. So find that squeeze, lock it out there. So you've got to feel this on the inside of the knee, okay? Keep returning to that feeling, just like we keep returning to our core feeling. Locked out inner knee and low lift, low and down, low and down, low and down, low and down. I've got my foot flexed because it makes it easier for me to see that I'm keeping that leg straight and that I'm not twisting it on the way up, yeah? So straight, 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 straight. Good. Switch sides. We're going to lock out the other knee and we're going to keep it super straight. So for me, the challenge here is not so much lifting my leg. I do it all the time, but I'm trying to lift my leg using the inner muscle on the front, yeah? And the way my body cheats is by slightly softening the knee so it's not all the way straight. And then I never get the workout in this inner muscle. So, inner muscle locked, just straighten that leg a few times by hyperextending the knee. Feel the inner thigh muscle squeeze, so put your fingers there. Make sure you're feeling that squeeze because other muscles can do the work for you, right? The outside muscles usually do more work. We don't want that anymore. We want that inner thigh quadricep to do it. All right, keep that guys closing. Here come the lifts. Here you go. Lift and down. Watching your own leg, keeping it straight, keeping it from twisting so it's perfectly parallel and perfectly locked out. Good. Switch back. Straight leg. Watch it. Keep it tight. Friends. Down and up. It's not about being huge. It's not about being fast. It's about being precise with that inner, the medial quadricep is what it's called. That means the inner front of the thigh muscle. Good. Let's switch. Keep feeling that squeeze. If you don't feel it, it probably loosened up on you. All right, laying on our sides. Knees are front. We're gonna open and close. Open and close. Open and close. And hand outside, pulse it wider. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go ahead and close it. Make sure those heels are swung forward. Take the thigh back, and we're going to push the whole straight thigh back. Thigh, and thigh, and in, and thigh, and in, and thigh, and in. Pulse, 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 pulse. I like to think about pushing underneath my hip forward a little bit. And I want you to feel your glutes squeezing. So you're pulling the thigh back and pushing the hip underneath towards neutral. 6, 7. Good, good. Lower and raise that bent leg. Keep it back, my friends. Good. Switching sides. Clamshells. Little pulses. Pulse, pulse. Good. Close them. Make sure your heels are nice and far forward. Your knees are flat. And we're going to take that nice long leg. We're going to push it back, push it back. Notice if your heel wants to fall. So if I look down behind myself, I can see my knee is higher than my foot. Yeah, I want to keep that shin parallel with the ground here. Nice Pilates scoop, and I'm pushing straight back using my glutes. I'm squeezing my butt to push the thigh back and the hip forward squarely. Trying to keep that shin parallel with the floor. Feeling that deep under your buns. Good. Little few extra kicks if you need them. Let's have a nice stretch over those legs. Awesome job! You made it! Hooray! Thanks for playing.